Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
Always want to go, but don't. No, we got a loving going on, me and you now. Anyway, do you know what? I've always got great memories of. Was it Day of Reckoning?
Yes.
What a week it was. What a week it was with you as well. Learning your life story. I'm going to interview you today. You can sit in with me or not?
Do you want me to sit in? Let me sit in. Let's see if I can.
Sit in.
I don't know if
I mean, I'll make you look very bald.
you do.
And you make me look
How's
like
that?
I
How's
couldn't
that?
grow a
There we
beard.
go,
So
look.
it's,
There we go. Mr. Gareth A. Davies. This is quite a new one for me being on camera, but
Do you not like doing it then?
not like I don't like doing it. I think it's just the system we've got is you're the stars are in front of the camera, not the clowns behind the camera.
Oh, easy. Because you'll start nudging me in a minute and talking about the fight we show. In fact, you've already spoken about it today.
Yep.
Saying I keep calling you out and you haven't taken me up on it. I'm going to be accused of being an ass house soon, aren't I? But I'm not.
You can say the word in IFL. You do
No,
know
I don't want to. I don't like the word actually.
You're not.
I'm not big with it. No, I'm not big with it. No, I believe in peace and love. And finally, at Day of Reckoning, we had it. And I really enjoyed finding out about you and your life and the military and.
Not many people know my life story.
No,
so.
I know, but we had a lovely one evening. We had an amazing chat, and I've also followed you on Instagram since. And I don't want to make this too much for loving because we can talk about boxing, but you know, but how much you enjoy your beautiful family, and I just like all those things about you, and your sporting talent as well.
Well, Gareth, listen, you've actually bigged me up here. This is 11. I probably don't want you to stop, man, because not many people say nice things about me, and it's quite nice to hear for a change.
Well, I mean, I used to say not nice things about you, but it was to your face,
Yes.
and then it nearly happened. Now, if people who watch us interview together, they know the story of the fracas that never happened.
Coming to head, let's say.
Well, let's put it this way: it was Bob Arum that stepped between us, and Tim Witherspoon.
Tim Witherspoon, next heavyweight world champion. Yep, stepped between us and saved the day.
Even because they knew I was going to get a shellacking.
I'm retired now, Gareth. I think you're
Right,
retired. You're retired as well, right?
You retired me that day, I think.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, shall we talk why we're here in Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia?
well, I'm looking over at the Bronze Bomber, looking in
Yep.
phenomenal shape
Some
over there,
shape.
by the way.
Phenomenal
And Zhang is.
You said when you saw Zhang doing his photos that he's lost a little bit of weight. You think he looks trim, and what's the reason behind that? Do you think?
Got to go longer. Can't run out after 7 or 8 rounds if it's going to be a long fight. He believes he's going to knock Wilder out around the halfway mark, he told me. Wilder believes the same, I think, weirdly. But I think that belly fat that he had, he was 21 stone, if you remember, in Knockout Chaos.
Yep.
And I had him drawing with Parker, by the way, not winning that. I don't know how you scored it, but it was because of the way the fight went. Anyway, it is
was
what
an
it
ebb and
is.
flow fight,
It
wasn't
was,
it?
yeah, but he knocked him down twice, if you recall. Zhang knocked Parker down twice. Blah, blah, blah. But I think he's definitely... I didn't ask him his weight, but I think he'll be more like 20 stone this time.
Still massive.
But also probably still 4 stone heavier than Deontay.
I think I was speaking to Malik Scott as well. He says that the best Deontay might be that 220, 218 pound range.
Muhammad Ali's weight, wasn't it? At his very best. What is it, 15 stone 8?
Shy of 16 stone, yeah.
15-10, yeah. I mean,
Still big.
look at him. He's over there having his photos done at the moment. The man's a giant. You don't realise it when you're sitting down with him. I sat down with him. And when he stands up, same with Hergovich, same with Zhang, same with Dubois. They're giant human beings. I find it a real pick-em. I go back and forth on that fight.
Well, let me put this to you then. Obviously, both of them can bang. Both of them can knock you out with one punch. So is this a case of whoever lands first wins this fight?
I don't fully agree with you on that. I think Wilder can knock you out with one punch. I think Zhang breaks you down with a combination of sneaky, angular left hands. I could see him hurting Deontay and finishing him with a flurry on the ropes. Big lefts. I could see Deontay knocking Zhang clean out with that right hand, even with his left hook. Who did I go for? This is the problem. I've gone for Wilder. I've gone for Wilder by knockout. But I saw Zhang today, and I've swung back towards Zhang. Officially, I've gone for Wilder
Right.
with who I'm working with, and had to predict before I came.
Okay, well let's play a game. We will.
Who are you going for?
I'm not playing that game because I'll.
Oh, you don't?
No,
You
no,
don't,
I'll tell
do
you
you?
why. I'll tell you why because something happened to me during the Cattle Josh Taylor fight week for me. Being so, I'll speak to you a little bit off camera about that. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yes.
Oh, people getting offended.
Yes,
oh,
especially
yeah.
so.
It's a real difficult one, that on that subject. You have to pick with your head, not your heart. But there's nothing wrong with saying my heart says this, but my head says another thing. It's a very emotional business, boxing.
It is.
It's a very emotional business. People think sometimes when you pick the other person, you're not giving them support.
No, yeah.
And that's I know I can understand what's happened.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened,
Well,
but
well,
I can guess.
I'll speak to you off camera about this because I think everybody's heard about it, but you really, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I was in Abu Dhabi doing
Dhabi.
Rising Stars Arabia,
paddleboarding.
Had 4 days off, or 3 days off, and I probably missed the you getting slagged off for not being a true Scotsman, probably something like
I
that.
wear boxers under my kilt.
Was that what you were?
No, definitely not. I don't wear any boxers under my kilt. Trust me, I'm a true Scot. I want to play a little game with you then, right? Let's figure out in Gareth A. Davis who wins this, Frank or Eddie, right? So we're going to start right down at the bottom of the card. We're going to start.
Simple answer. I don't care who wins. I think the fans win anyway. But
For
let's work it through.
fun. Let's work it through. Craig Richards against Willie Hutchison.
I'm I have fondness for both men. Craig's done extraordinarily well. He's unbelievably tall and long. I can't.
Very long.
I mean,
Deceivingly long. Yeah.
I mean, he really is a spider. He's a telescope, isn't he? I think Hutchinson is not that well known by fans. His amateur pedigree is extraordinary. This is a big step up for him, but I'm going for him.
Go for Willie.
Yeah, I'm going for him to do something special in this fight.
Amateur world champion, Willie. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, exactly. That's obviously there've been very few amateur world champions. Frankie Gavin was one.
Frankie Gavin was one for England.
And he didn't succeed massively as a professional. But I just think Willie's got something about him.
Points or knockout? Because it's a point system, remember?
Points.
1-0 Hearn. No, 1-0 Frank, sorry.
1-0 Frank.
1-0 Frank.
Yeah,
1-0 Frank.
Yeah.
I suppose the next one we'll go for will be Hamza Shiraz, who's the captain, who's double points, against Amo Williams. So I've just seen you with Amo. Amo's a great character, a great guy. Hamza Shiraz, an absolute gentleman as well. So it's one of them fights where a lot made of Hamza Shiraz's jab, but sometimes an orthodox jab against a southpaw doesn't quite work because the lead hands negate each other. That being said, how do you see this one?
Amo wings his punches in a little bit more, but he's a great athlete. As you say, I've just been with him for the last half an hour, having a very deep, spiritual conversation. Actually, I had to pick winners for a certain company before I came out, and I've gone for Hamza on points.
Okay, so
But I could easily see it the other way. So, and also Hamza's got something very big lined up coming up later. So there might be pressure on him as well. You know the fight I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention it on here because it's not confirmed yet. But he's got potentially a massive fight after. And I don't like when they do this. Then they tease another fight.
Look what happened to Tyson Fury Usyk with the Ngannou fight. That sort of...
Yeah, exactly.
That Usyk was teased there.
Exactly. This is, again,
Tough
this is
one,
what's
isn't it?
so good about this card. That's why the fans are the winners.
Gun to head. Who's winning?
I've swung back to Amo since I've sat and spoken to him.
That's what I'm saying.
What about... Oh, no, you can't.
Well, I'll speak to you. Obviously, I'll do this off camera. I think, you know what, it's 50-50 fight. Do you know what I mean? And it's...
Step up in level, I think, for Hamza. Maybe for both of them.
Definitely for both of them. 100% for both of them. But for the casual fan looking on BoxRec, if you just check their names on BoxRec, you'll look at them and say, undefeated fighters. Both of them got a high knockout ratio.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Very different styles.
Very different styles. Southpaw, orthodox,
but
long.
one very upright, like a rock'em sock'em robot. Always talk to Hamza about... and he's very receptive to listening to, as you'll know, to a lot of things that I always say to him, I'd love you to see you put more lateral movement into your work. Because if he could, I like his high guard. He doesn't get caught a lot. He's very strong. He's very tall. He's got height and reach advantages, and he's very straight with his punches.
Very neat, yep.
Very neat. The Ammo is the dancer, the man with the tiger's tail.
You seen, yeah, seen him?
tiger's tail.
He's literally wearing a tiger's tail.
And gloves. He's himself. We were talking about Ryan Garcia, he and I earlier. I said, do you get Ryan Garcia? He said, totally. Totally get Ryan Garcia. He's himself. And I totally get Ammo Williams, you know. We were talking about an interview I was meant to have with him in Vegas, and it never happened. But he was going through something then, and man, it's.
Who have you got? Come on, pick. You said Shiraz by points, but now you think.
I'm keeping Shiraz points,
Okay,
but
so
it wouldn't surprise me if Ammo hurt Shiraz. I think they're both going to be in places they've never been before.
Yeah, and that's why it's intriguing fights.
It's an amazing fight. It's an amazing. It's a world. It's almost like it feels like it's a world title fight. Do you know what I mean?
Be.
Yeah, exactly.
Down the lane. Yeah. So that'll be 3-0 to Frank Warren. Believe it or not.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now we're going to go to
No
Nick.
bias from me.
No bias from you. Definitely not. You just sit on the fence
So
like
I'm
me.
going Nick Ball and Daniel Dubois then.
Well,
No,
Nick,
I'm
Nick
not
Ball.
actually.
Nick Ball, Ray Ford. Again, another 50-50 fight.
I might be accused of not being a good Liverpudlian here.
You're not.
I'm not
You're
a
not.
Liverpudlian, I know. But I've gone for Ray
But
Ford.
I think the correct term is Scouser.
Not a faithful Scouser. Again, my heart says Nick Ball, my head says Ray Ford. I just think he's got the skills to catch Nick as he comes in. I hope he makes the weight, because I think he's tight at the weight.
And he said that himself.
Yeah, well, I've noticed it every time. He is. If Nick's 5'4", he's 5'7", 5'8", isn't he? 5'7" maybe. And he's got a long torso. You know, and making they're featherweights. They're fighting featherweight, aren't they?
Yeah.
Not super featherweight. It's featherweight, isn't it? Yeah. I just think he'll be the difference between. And we talked about it when we went for coffee earlier. The difference for me between Ray Ford and Ray Vargas, as Nick, I think Nick should be a world champion right now. I think he beat Vargas. Was, even though it was scored, a draw, was it? Mm-hmm. It was a draw, wasn't it?
Yep.
Split draw. I should remember I was there. I think Ford hits harder. Mm-hmm. He's more athletic. Slick, exactly. And I just think it's going to be, again, a terrific fight. I wouldn't write Nick off, but I'm going Ammo. I'm going Ray Ford on points.
That'll be 3-1 to Warren. And then we're going to move up to the heavyweights. Daniel Dubois versus Filip Hrgovic. Filip Hrgovic, you can't really read too much into
2-1 or 3-1?
3-1.
Is that 3-1?
Yeah, because you got the double points down at the bottom there. With, double points. See, Matt, he's looking at you with evil eyes. Look, he's like, no chance.
Well, trying to get us out of the room is what.
Well, let's speed this up. Let's speed this up
No,
right
no,
here.
don't
Hrgovic versus Dubois. Hrgovic's last 3 fights, man, we can't read too much into it. The Zhang fight, subpar, obviously outside reasons for that. Then we go into the Dempsey McKean fight, again, probably subpar in his own admission. Then we go into the Mark Demori fight.
He hasn't been tested in the last.
Yes, that's what I mean. But Daniel Dubois has been there. Usyk fight, grueling fight within itself. Could maybe got the stoppage if low blow, not going to go there again. But then we've got that Jarrell Miller fight, the battle of attrition. Do you know what I mean? That was a hard guy, 300 pounds.
Yeah.
He wrote a lot of demons. He had to exercise a lot of demons. Sorry.
He didn't take a lot of punches in that though. He was giving a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But he showed that spirit and will is definitely there. I mean, I never called him a Q word anyway, or a loser or anything when he got injured when he was younger, with the eye socket and so on. I like Hrgovic. I think he's big, solid, durable.
You like him that much, right? You bought me a coffee. And
Oh,
you offered my coffee to Hrgovic when you got in here.
It was Charlie Parsons' coffee.
Was it Charlie? That's fine. As long as it was Charlie's and not mine.
I was offering up the stomping ground, not IFLTV. Come on.
See, I like that.
I nearly cartwheeled down the.
You lost all your cards, your phone.
No, but I kept the 3 coffees intact. It's only because I've been paddleboarding in Abu Dhabi for a week. I managed to not fall down the steps.
Balance is on key.
Yeah.
You like Hrgovic? You said this one, yeah. Too many margaritas.
Not here.
Obviously, yeah.
Not here. when I was in Abu Dhabi.
Yep. You mentioned that you like Hrgovic. Now you know how important it is for the whole point systems in the knockout. Hrgovic by stoppage?
Late stoppage if it's going to be a stoppage, because Dubois will bring everything. Again, I could see both men winning, either man winning.
That's why this is such a good card.
Oh, it's amazing. So I'm happy to go 5 wrong here.
Yeah.
You know,
If you think Hrgovic by stoppage, then that's 3 each, and it goes all the way
I think
down.
it might stop him.
Right, so that's 3
No,
all.
but again, I'd love Daniel to win as well, because I'd love to see Daniel Dubois against Anthony Joshua in September.
Selfishly as a British boxing fan, yeah.
I mean, that's a great match. Frank Warren's been talking about that matchup for ages. But maybe this is how boxing should be, and we're not used to it being this tight. We're going to learn. We are going to learn a lot about them. That's what Amo was telling me. I'm going to learn so much about myself in this fight with Hamza Shiraz. I'm embracing it. Whatever I have to give everything I've ever got in my life in it. In this fight, I'm giving it. And I think that I've noticed that from all of them. The only one I haven't spoken to, really yet, today in the 4 heavyweights is Daniel Dubois, and I'm staying in the same residence as him. So I'm looking forward to seeing him at some point tonight around dinner time, when we go over there and see where he is. But I thought Hrgovic got stuck into him in those
The sparring stories,
sit-downs
yeah.
and the sparring stories, and you know, kind of, it's very interesting, very interesting. But I'm going Hrgovic.
Okay, so that's 3 each. It comes down to the captain. You might have to keep this quiet because Deontay's just over there, so you better, I don't know what you want to say here, but yeah, this is down to the last fight. It's down to the captaincy. It's down to Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang for the winner. Who's going to win this between Warren and Hearn? Again, Zhilei Zhang can ban. We spoke about at the beginning of this little interview here of how each man can knock each other out, and I don't think this is going to go 12 rounds, so it's going to be a stoppage for either man. But if you were a betting man, Gareth, you had to put your house on it or whatever, who are you going for?
I'm going to go with someone today, but can we do it every day so that I can change my mind? I'm pretty sure that before coming here, my pick was Deontay in around 6 or 7, or even a bit later, mid-rounds Deontay. But I was very impressed with Zhang today and his shape. And he's so sneaky with that left hand. He's so sneaky. But if Wilder keeps himself moving, and Malik's got his trainers, he knows all the nuts and bolts of boxing, and he knows that Deontay's a limited boxer with extraordinary power, who's knocked out every opponent apart from Parker and Tyson Fury. I think he's knocked out everyone else. I think it, pretty
much, yeah. I think he's
and
dropped.
He's knocked. He stopped because he rematched Bermain, didn't he? When he jabbed his head off and won the title, and then knocked him out the next time. Oh yeah, it was horrible. I was there. It was the Barclays Centre, I think. I mean, he leapt across the ring about 18 feet and smashed him.
That's what he does. He just throws up backhand from
it was the backhand.
on the other side of the ring.
Deontay struggled with Ortiz. I was there live at that with Luis Ortiz.
It stopped him twice, though.
But he stopped him twice. But there was rounds 5 to 7 in the first fight. I think it was 4 to 6 or 5 to 7 at Barclays Centre in Brooklyn. Ortiz had his number for a couple of rounds, and Zhang will have watched that. And when he got hit, he was knocked out by a hellacious uppercut in the end. Do you remember?
Yep, I do.
But
the difference between Ortiz and Zhang, though, I would say, would be the feet. Ortiz has so much faster feet than Zhang, and Zhang has been known for having fast hands, slow feet.
Yeah.
I think that because Zhang is more static and more upright than Ortiz, a little bit less head movement.
You're swinging me back to Wilder, but I just think Zhang is dangerous.
I didn't mean to be honest. I'm meant to sit on the fence here.
I think depends what Deontay's got left. He talked about hunger again. That this guy, this animal, is back inside him. Point to prove. I mean, he didn't want to embrace the idea of thinking about fighting Anthony Joshua. But imagine if he knocked out Zhang in dramatic fashion. I mean, it's a great matchup. This. I think it should be the main event. I mean, I would put Bivol and then the 2 heavyweight fights. I don't know what they're planning to do yet. I think they will, because I wouldn't put Bivol last. I'm coming in 2 minutes. I'm getting hassled to leave the theatre now, and it's even by a photographer.
A good photographer at that.
No, I'll make my mind up about that when I see the photos later on.
So you're back to Wilder?
I'm back to Wilder for now, but I did slide over to Zhang earlier. There'll be comments about that now. And then I think Bivol wins handily on points, maybe even by late stoppage. Because want to prove something after the Lyndon Arthur fight, but he looks in phenomenal shape. But yeah, really looking forward to it. I'll see you tomorrow.
Definitely. Well, let's just wrap this up then. Strong start from Frank Warren, but then Eddie pulls it out of the bag with his captain Deontay Wilder. That's how you see it.
Yeah. So is that a draw then?
No, it's a win for
Oh,
him.
it's a win. It's a win. Yeah. So it's a win for Hearn.
You've
Frank's going to give me hellish time over that now. but luckily, this has to be saved for a few hours before it goes out.
Yeah,
doesn't
so
it?
you might change him.
We're under
9 a.m.
embargo.
embargo. So listen, 9 o'clock tomorrow. Tomorrow a.m. time, that is.
Well,
for
you
UK.
can't say this because it's when it goes out, it'll be already be then, and they'll know.
Yeah, so I'll cut this bit out. So there's a bit. Listen,
Don't leave it in
Leave it in,
because
it's wrong.
we're in those kind of weird time constraints
We
right
are.
now. We're 2 hours ahead. We're already tired already. Everybody's jet lagged. It's 6 in the evening. I'm being hassled to get out of here.
and let's go and get some food because I am starving. I've had a
let's go for
croissant this morning. That's it. Gareth, as always, brother. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Good man. Appreciate you.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.